Okay, welcome to anyone who may be here at this moment. I'm just finishing getting some things set up, doing things a little differently than I had expected due to requirements. Actually, I need to get my headphones. I just realized that's something I need. It's in a minute. Okay. Okay, let's see, just making sure everything has gone out on the social medias. And I think it pretty much has, on the important ones at least. I don't know if anyone's watching. I like to give people about 10-15 minutes to get in. Let me... So, I don't know if anyone's here for the first 10 minutes or so. I guess I'll just talk about current events, and while I finish setting up, DC's been announcing a hell of a lot of stuff, so that's exciting. Black Adam movie with the JSA, the Suicide Squad, which they announced that Peter Capaldi is going to be in it, which is, already you got me. You put Peter Capaldi in it. Then you have Peacemaker, who is an old Charlton hero, which I guess is at the moment the closest thing I'm going to get to a Blue Beetle movie, so I will accept it. And then you have a Static Shock movie in the works. I'm excited. I know the comics are very different from the show, but I am very excited. Static Shock was one of my favorite heroes growing up. Just going to do one final. There we go. Okay, so I got the email that the stream is going. If you saw another stream for a moment, that was my bad. I clicked the wrong button and it opened up a completely new stream, not the one that I had scheduled. So, just bear with me for a moment, and I will get things started in just a minute. Alrighty. Oh, man, almost pulled my headphones off. Okay, so let's turn the standby loop off and turn the webcam on. Hello, everyone. Sure, it's great to see my smiling face. Last week was a little weird. We had some technical difficulties, and I just didn't feel like doing it. Honestly, I think I'm a little burnt out on video gaming, to be completely honest. But I am happy to do what we're doing tonight. So what we're doing tonight is I'm going to be doing pretty much what I did for the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie, except I can actually, at least I think I can, who knows, the stream might get shut down halfway through, but as far as I'm aware, I can put the movie in this because it's public domain. So we're gonna do that. I checked them out. One of them I've watched all the way through like years ago. I was actually gonna do a riff on it, so I actually have some stuff prepared for that. The other two, I have two that I have one that I want to do, two that I might do, depending on how well it goes in the first like 10 minutes, I guess. Actually, I should do that. The librarian riff. There we go. I used to do riffs a little more often. I stopped doing them, mainly because I'm not good at them and I don't have great timing, but I thought it might be fun. I initially was just going to do it like off the cuff and just sort of just whatever jokes I make, but I thought it would be cool to use some of the jokes I had prepared for the riff that I had started work on a few years ago, so that nothing would go. But I never got that far in writing it. But I definitely intend to use some of them. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are probably a little silly. So we got 5 minutes in. I'm going to wait until 7:40 until we do the main riff. I'm hoping the sound balance for the shorts will be hoping it will be good. I actually probably should have tested this earlier, but I think I can. I think if I just use, yeah, I think I can do it. It's not going to be like last week where I couldn't get DC Universe Online to center itself. That, I don't know what was going on. I couldn't figure it out. And, I don't know, maybe, maybe at some point in the future, if I can figure out how to get the game to not be as temperamental, I might stream This Old Chestnut from my childhood. If I could figure out how to make it stream, because the game was temperamental back in 2003 or whatever when I played it when I was a kid. So, but I haven't actually really had a chance to play it yet because it's a little weird. So I'm just sort of riffing, you know, stalling for time at the moment, just to see if, you know, just to give people a chance to show up. I always hate coming into a stream when people are doing a stream and like you missed a little bit of it. Like, I mean, you could rewind it, but then you're not watching live, and I'm weird like that, so I like to give people a chance to pop in, to see it on their feed or whatever, and pop in or whatever, but, you know, we will be doing this. In case it's not obvious, based on the shirt I'm repping, this is going to be very much like MST3K and Rifftrax. One of the shorts, if we get to it, is actually something that Rifftrax did, but it is so incredible that I do want to put it on and see if I can come up with some jokes of my own. But we'll see what happens. I think it'll be nice to do a few, like, shorter streams or whatever. So, yeah, now I say so a lot when I'm stalling for time. Yeah, I've got a couple videos in the works in case anyone's interested. One is something that might be a video essay. It's something I made a Tumblr post about, and then I might expand further upon if I decide I want to. And the other one is another top 5 comic book list, which could be fun. But yeah, so I'm just, 7:40, got 2 minutes. I'm going to make sure everything went out on the social medias, because it is always good to check. Let me see. Yep, everything went out. So I will introduce this. I will introduce the first short. The first one, it is titled The Librarian. So you could probably figure out what attracted me to it in the first place. It is about a librarian. And it's about how to become a librarian in, like, the 50s. So, seeing as how it is just about 7:40, we will be starting in just a moment. Just want to give people a chance to show up. Considering the shorts are short, it's not like a movie where you can come in and still be, if you miss half of it, you miss half of it. Yeah. So, to that end, I'm getting distracted scrolling Tumblr. To that end, it is just about 7:40, as I can see, so we are going to start the short. Presenting Black Scarab Live Riffs. Oh, hold on, my email went off and okay, that's unimportant. Presenting Black Scarab Live Riffs, The Librarian.
Your life work.
My life play. Manuscript by Arthur P. Too good for this shoddy film. Denzel Washington is the librarian. I hope this isn't too loud. It feels really loud on my end.
These racks and shelves contain a lot of books.
No, that's me.
Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions.
There are
How do you feel
millions
about
and millions.
Do they mean
of
something
books.
to you? Are they your friends?
What? Books
have you a
aren't my
real love
friends.
of books and
I
learning?
totally have real friends, honest.
You do? That's good. Now, do you like people? And do people like you?
That's a tough
Do you
one.
like
Do I have
all
to be
kinds of
honest?
people? The young as well as the old. People in all stations of life. You do? That's wonderful. Because when you have these two important qualifications, love for books and love for people, you may well consider the vocation of a librarian.
Book reviewer.
A vocation that gives full enjoyment to the
did I pick
librarian and radiates it to the public.
Well, they sure look like they're enjoying it.
That may consist of children with an awakening interest in literature, or professional men searching for special scientific
but
information.
Not women, because science is too hard for their feminine
their
brains.
Reading by touch.
Gotta give this short credit. That's about as inclusive as I expected from the 40s.
On wheels.
Quick, Robin,
Yes,
to the
there are many
bookmobile.
aspects to this worthwhile occupation, all of vital importance in the nation's life. Let us consider some of the various types of libraries and start with the greatest of all, the Library of Congress, which is located in Washington, D.C. One of the largest in the world, this library, established in 1800, is relatively new when compared with those of some European countries. Serious scholars may use its excellent facilities and wonderful collection of more than 5 million books and
Is the magnifying glass really
manuscripts.
that efficient for that?
This truly national library extends research and other services to members of Congress, the government departments, and to the public. The many different libraries in our country have various functions, depending on their location. Each one has to answer a specific need. Therefore, a modest rural library must be different from a city library, offering a multitude of services to meet the needs of a great variety of persons. The specialized library in an industrial plant is different from the one owned by a law firm. But although libraries differ, basically the task of the individual librarian remains the same, bringing books and people together. The largest number of librarians are found in 5 general classifications. First, we may mention the catalogers, who usually work behind the scenes. They organize and interpret library collections for you readers. Here is an illustration of what proper cataloging can accomplish.
I'm looking for a book on television, but I forgot.
Do you know the author?
No, I don't, and I don't know the title either. But it's a blue book, and it kind of gives the whole story. You know.
I think we can
You know,
help you.
you might think that guy's a moron, but I used to work at a library, and that's actually one of the more intelligent questions
remember the
I've
title
ever
of the
heard.
book, but he knew the subject, television. Because the cataloger did
I mean,
a good
it was
job,
really easy
the
back
book
then.
was
They only had
easily
like
located,
5 books on
and the boy
television. It was
further
brand new.
encouraged to use the library facilities. Proper book evaluation and careful research render a great service to the patrons. Second, there are the reference librarians who help readers in their search for special information.
Through your books on China, can you help me identify the dating of some old Chinese bronzes?
I'm starting on a new project on radar. Could you compile a bibliography on this subject for me?
Well, I know he likes
The
choppers and
reference
grape
librarians
knee-high.
locate various materials through their familiarity with the contents of the library, a very important money and time-saving service to the public. Third, we have the circulation librarian who organizes and supervises the distribution of books. By the way, this job belongs to a classification which does not necessarily require college training.
Ooh.
Fourth, we have librarians who serve the young people, much the same as adults are served, except that the children's levels of interest are emphasized. Each child is looked upon as an individual, whose reading habits are in the formative period.
This book stinks. Beverly
There
Cleary's
are
a
the school
hack.
librarians who contribute to the educational programs of their schools. College and university libraries employ special staffs for the work of research,
And you're sure this is
cataloging,
it?
reference, and circulation, just as do the large public libraries. The large public schools generally employ special librarians to assist the pupils in finding suitable books.
In my school's case, it
During
was to
free
prevent
reading
students
periods,
from
the
looking up
librarian
movie
helps to
adaptations
direct the
on
young
Google.
reader's interest into approved and worthwhile channels.
Yeah, mine took a lot of
challenging
umbrage at all the
and
manga
rewarding
and
job.
comics I read in high
In
school.
the smaller schools, the library is usually under the supervision and direction of a teacher librarian. Pupils working during free periods
And
generally
they have
handle circulation.
student-teacher
However,
librarians.
under such a plan,
And then
the library
student
personnel
teacher
changes from
librarians and
period
so
to
on and so
period,
forth.
with little opportunity for individuals to really understand library work. Up till now, we have discussed the jobs that must be done in every library. So far, we mentioned the catalogers, the reference librarians, the circulation, children, and school librarians. At times, they do their share in the reviewing of new books, evaluating and eventually buying them. This is done with one single purpose in mind: the improvement of their service to the people in their community and the country at large.
And also to read
In
it before
library
all the
work,
spoilers get
there
out.
exist a number of positions that require special competence and preparation. Take, for example, the administrator of a large library, often a highly paid executive. You'll understand that this person needs a great capacity for leadership, a high degree of vision and imagination, and a thorough understanding of all phases of procedures in his organization. Then there are the specialists in subject resources, particularly in scientific, technical, and social science fields.
It's very
who render
convenient. They just have that
bibliographic
big
and
sign.
reference service to public, university, and special libraries.
The art room.
Extension
Sounds like a
librarians
club.
for county and regional libraries who understand the social organization of rural communities and the objectives
let's
of rural
see.
leaders,
Tractor,
pioneer in a
Travis.
steadily expanding field. Librarians in adult education,
Oh, man.
including readers, advisors, community workers, and group leaders, provide special service for adults. Public relations specialists interpret the
gonna have to
library's
take a
work
break
to
for
the
a
public
second.
by personal contact or by means of newspapers, radio, films, or other methods of public relations. Specially trained librarians are always developing newer resources and educational uses of microfilm, motion picture film, and other visual materials, such as posters and pamphlets. Music scores for classical and popular compositions are available to music lovers.
Gotta get myself a recording light.
Phonograph
Okay.
records are also found in many modern libraries.
This is a problem.
Hospital librarians provide special service for patients and hospital personnel. For instance,
Did you get me that material on the sternocleidomastoid
Well,
and
we'll
the
just have
zygomatic
to-
head of the quadratus leviatus?
We'll just have to pick up from
yes,
here.
Doctor. Here it is.
Oh, I think I've seen this. It's a Nichols and May sketch.
I didn't mind the research on them, but the pronunciations really had me stumped for a bit.
I take
the
it back. It's not
professional
as funny as
librarian
Nichols
is
and May.
required to have a college degree and to have attended a special library school.
Library school.
Although librarians in small libraries are not required to be library school graduates, they must have had some special training. Reference work required in high school courses in the sciences, both social and physical, will be especially helpful in acquainting you with the library. Study the work of your school librarian, and perhaps you
Kid
can
kind of
secure
looks
permission
like
to
me.
assist.
That definitely
If
looks
you
like me
become a
walking
librarian,
while reading.
You will find that there can be great variety and interest, as well as
Do
security
you,
in this
have,
career.
do you have any Death Note?
Your abilities will be challenged, but you will be rewarded with real pleasure from your work. Salaries comparable with those of similar professions.
No, I can't
and
find you
opportunities for advancement.
the larger painting
You
of the
will
naked
derive
woman.
satisfaction from a knowledge that your work is vital and essential in forming the kind of world in which you want to live. When you investigate the field carefully, you will find that there is a need for thousands
Find
of
that
trained
there is a
librarians.
field.
Contact the library schools and the American Library Association. They are able to give you valuable advice. If you have the personal qualifications,
Very melodramatic music
librarianship
for a
may
librarian.
well
Like,
become
listen, I think they're super
your
important,
life work.
but like the way the music is, it sounds this is the end of like a military serial to tell you to buy war bonds for our boys. Carl F. Mankey Productions. Well, that was interesting. I didn't get to see all of it. I got interrupted, and I apologize if anyone was watching, and that was it interrupted things, or I didn't get to make a joke. I could run back through it again if you want, but I probably won't. Yeah, but that was pretty fun. I did enjoy that. It was fun. I will admit, it's a lot harder coming up with things off the cuff, I guess, when I feel like I have to be funny. Like with the Avatar movie, I was very intoxicated for that, so that may have contributed to the ease of which I felt on camera. But that was fun. So now I'm going to see if I can switch the file to something else. This is called Destination Earth. It is a petroleum short, and it is very dated. Let me just say that. I watched a little bit of it to prepare to write some jokes. But for the most part, I'm just kind of going to go off the cuff and hope I can come up with something. So, let's see what we got. Just make sure we're at volume. There we go. The volume is way better on this one. Destination Earth. Can we pick a different destination? That place is a crap hole right now. I have to say, it's a little unique that an educational promotional film opens up like it's trying to be the Richard Donner Superman movie. Actually, it looks like a Universal film with the way the Earth is rotating. Inner Planet Janet, she's a galaxy girl. Huh. So I guess there is life on Mars after all. I just wish Disney didn't build their newest park there. You know, this is nice. I always wondered what happened to Og from Mike, Lou, and Og. Does anyone remember Mike, Lou, and Og? It was a cartoon from the early 2000s. I used to like it. It was on Boomerang a lot. Can you have a memorial stadium for someone still alive? The parade of city walks. Dun 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 dun. That's my best approximation of Monty Python. I haven't seen a stream of yellow this long since the last time I took a road trip. Ooh. I take it back. Now I hadn't seen a stream of yellow this long since the road trip. To admit, the music isn't bad. Oh, great. This is a timeshare seminar, isn't it? Where am I? This isn't my bathroom. Ovation. I don't know why you put on ovation.
Please. Thank you for this unsolicited testimonial.
Thank you for this magnificent display of effusion.
Special permission of the Commander-in-Chief, me. Here is Mars' first space explorer.
The rules of his administration. Mild applause. I prefer spicy applause.
How happy I am to see your smiling faces once more.
Yeah.
First, let
I
me
haven't
say that
seen a
this
room
trip
like
was
this.
made possible only by our dauntless chief, Og the Magnificent, introducer of Og Power, which runs most of our industry.
This feels like slavery with
Inventor
extra
of
steps.
Og Speed, which doubles the original Og Power. A short time ago, the master was having trouble with the state limousine. He had, of course, developed the explosive charge.
That's what happens when you have
But it
Harpo
was
Marx as your
inclined
driver.
A little out of hand, just slightly.
Atomic
And of
batteries
course,
to
there was
power,
always the
turbines to
problem
speed,
of
old
friction.
chum.
Parts rubbing together, heating up.
Oh yeah, friction. I think I saw that Bill Nye episode.
But our leader was undaunted. He immediately ordered our first expedition into space to bring back the secret of how other planets got their state limousines to run smoothly.
Well, I heard that Mussolini was able to make the trains run on time. But
Destination Earth.
It's a small blue-green orb in the unfashionable end of the backwater of the spiral arm of the
And
galaxy.
with what confidence I took off. I took careful bearings. and set
Start
out
trekking
for my
across
goal.
the
It seemed
universe,
no
boldly
time
going
till I was
forward,
approaching
cause
a
we can't
country
find
of Earth called,
reverse. Probably cause Og didn't put one in.
United States of America.
Planet Houston.
I set her down like a feather.
Oh my god. It's like what happened when Jack Skellington ran through Christmas
What's on the
Town.
wreckage? Naturally, I protected government property by making the saucer invisible. They're after the chickens, Mom.
It's Darth Vader from planet Vulcan.
Great interest in me.
He's here to make sure George McFly gets together with Lorraine Baines.
Seeing moving lights in the distance, I headed for them. What phenomenal luck! I had landed close to what seemed to be an endless procession of state limousines. They moved quickly, yet with fantastic smoothness. I just had to get a closer look at one of those Earthmobiles. Just as I thought. Not only smooth and efficient, but powerful as well. I watched them for hours. Great Ganymede, they were superb. I just couldn't help comparing them with ours.
So when does Fred Flintstone show up? This is the weirdest prequel for the Great Gazoo I've ever seen.
The property of the highest officials. I was wrong. It seems that almost everybody in this country has one of those, they call them automobiles.
Well, everyone has them, but nobody drives. There's too much traffic.
For pleasure, they use them for all.
Oh, that's the couple from Manos, The Hands of Fate.
I found that these vehicles gather at places called service stations, where they are fed, lubricated, that's how they beat friction, and given the finest care.
Oh, okay, now it's a Flintstones episode. We got the... We have the living bird as part of the
A
appliance.
power source like that must be a highly prized state secret. I had to find out about it. Perhaps
Oh, the library. Just like the last sketch, the last short told us about.
But casting
Between the
I walked
lions.
boldly inside. Their code was remarkably easy to break. They merely substituted the word oil for petroleum. And I soon got hold of a veritable mine of classified information. I began to assimilate the material. I soon found out that though petroleum products are easily found anywhere, petroleum itself is a very elusive substance. Experts have to search for it constantly in all the most likely and unlikely places with all kinds of scientific devices.
It looks like it's just a car with a bunch of wires coming
They
out
drill
of
a
it.
hole in the ground called an oil well. For almost all oil lies far beneath the
Just
surface
listen to
of
my
the
story
earth.
about a man named Jed,
These
poor
wells
mountaineer,
go
very
down
hips friendly
thousands of
guy.
feet and cost a lot of money to drill. But that's no guarantee that they're going to find oil. Matter of fact, in exploratory drilling, only 1 well in 9 finds any oil at all. Only 1 in 44 recovers enough oil to pay for itself.
This
And
looks like
only
the
1 in
telephone
almost
song
1,000
from
makes a
Bye Bye
major
Birdie.
discovery. Pretty big odds. Yet
The oil
America's
is...
proved
The oil, I
reserve,
don't actually know the
oil
song.
supplies still underground have kept increasing steadily. I couldn't imagine how this ever-increasing supply of oil was achieved until I found out that there's not just one, but thousands of oil companies, all competing with each other to discover and develop new sources of oil. For believe it or not, in the USA, anyone who is willing to risk it can drill for oil. But
Yes,
oil discovery
the
is
USA's
only part
most
of it.
famous oil
Once they
driller
get
is a
oil out
man
of the
known
ground,
as Jed
has to be
Clampett.
moved through pipelines, on ships, or in tank cars to fantastic processing plants called refineries. Crude oil goes in, and Great Jupiter, the things that come out. Gasoline, for example, the most efficient mobile power source on Earth. That was the stuff that powered all those cars and trucks.
Did you know that petroleum comes from dinosaurs? I think if they led with that, it would make me more excited about petroleum.
It even gives them something to run on. Another oil product is the diesel fuel, which runs giant trains across the nation. In winter, fuel oil made from petroleum brings warmth and comfort to millions of homes. And still other fuels help defend America's
Tonight's
shores and
feature, the
skies.
skydivers.
From refineries also come the lubricating oils and greases that keep the wheels turning in America.
And keep the wheels turning, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Know what I mean? Know what I mean?
Billions of tiny molecules.
Ooh, it's time for Mr. DNA from Jurassic Park to show up.
Compete with each other in taking the petroleum molecule apart and rearranging it into, well, you name it, fabrics, toothbrushes, tires, insecticides, cosmetics.
I did not know that toothbrushes were made of petroleum.
A galaxy of things to make a better life on Earth. And you know, it isn't just oil companies that try to outdo each other, competing for the customer's dollar. The same story is true of almost every successful business enterprise in America.
Oh, this is one of those pro-capitalism shorts.
Of living in the USA than in any
If you don't have the best, you're not worth a damn.
Last, the secret was mine. And now, to get proof of my discovery, smuggled past the border guard.
Excuse me, you have to check those books out.
Precautions. One of them became suspicious and gave the alarm. Come back for the eggs, did you? Yeah. And so, with the fond farewells of the natives ringing in my ears, I took off once again for Mars.
Back to Mars.
My landing was a little bumpy, but I saved my precious...
Well, it's because Og didn't put in brakes.
Yes, I brought the secrets back
He always
with me.
cheaps out on this, on the non-state limousine.
The big secret is, of course, oil, which has brought a better life to all the people in the USA. But
They even
the
cook
key
their
to
food
making
with
oil
oil.
work for everybody is competition. Fellow Martians, I thank you.
Competition.
Very interesting, Colonel.
You know, because working together would just be ridiculous.
Splendid. But that, what was it? Competition. Not our kind of thing at all. Why, competition is downright unmartial.
We'll have oil for everybody.
Huh, tough crowd.
Oh boy, oil.
So we don't know if there's water on Mars, but we know that there's definitely oil. What does that say? Yeah, I can't even read what that says.
You
To make it
know
true.
what this means, Cosmic?
You bet I do, Og. It means that you're through. So why don't you get lost? Yes, the real secret is not only a great source of energy, but also the freedom to make it work for everybody. And if you have both of these things...
And remember, if you're not competing with people, you're a communist.
Destination unlimited.
Yeah. Never liked Destination Unlimited. I like the original series better. Okay, that was fun. That one was kind of fun. It was a little silly. I didn't have as many like jokes for it, mainly because I was learning a lot from that one because I hadn't really seen it before. That one was a little interesting about like oil and everything. Yeah, I hope it sound. Actually, I should test the sound. Yeah, okay, the sound is good. I realized I should have checked the sound before. So I'm still having fun. I have one more prepared. I can go pull out something from my archives if we want to do another one right now. I have one more, or at least I thought I had one more. I did have, where did that go? I thought I had it. Hold on. I have to go check. Maybe I never downloaded it. I thought I did. So the next one that I want to do is, this is one that was on, Rifftrax did a riff of it. I obviously am not showing you the riff, but I just find the comic, the comic. I'm thinking about comics because of it's called Ghost Rider, and I'm thinking about it because so Rifftrax did an episode. Rifftrax, they did one on it, and it was very interesting. And allow me to I hope you couldn't hear it while it was doing that. I thought I had downloaded it. I guess I hadn't. I apologize for the delay on this one, but I thought I had it. So it's called Ghost Rider, and it is not what you think it's about when it starts. And I just think it'll be really funny to talk about. To at least just, I kind of just want to show it to you. I can't show you the Rifftrax version because that is obviously copyrighted, but the original short, I don't believe it is, and I believe I can just show it to you. So we're going to see how that works, and let's do it.
All right, class, pay attention. Your assignment for tomorrow will be to finish reading chapter 12. Any questions?
Did you remember the pop quiz?
Will Kevin Bayless see me after class?
Ooh, Kevin's in trouble.
Who's that? Some new kid.
Kevin, did you hear me?
Sir?
See me after class and I'll assign you a book.
Couldn't you just, like, say, oh, by the way, read this book? Feels like a little too, you know,
how'd
excessive.
you enjoy your first day with us?
Okay.
It was alright. I got swirlied in the toilet in the boys' bathroom.
Excuse me, could you tell me where to meet bus 77?
This way.
You know, I never had to ride a bus before.
Oh, yeah?
Don't worry, I can teach you all the stuff. My name is Ned Bigby. He's doing the Bruce Banner walk. Oh, this really is the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, it's never fun to be the last kid off the bus.
Tomorrow, kid.
Bus 77. I used to see the same bus every day, bus 60. And I'd see buses that were like buses like 20, 40. It was weird. It was always added up to 60.
Hey, why are you crying?
I'm not crying.
You're new, aren't you?
Yeah.
I know what it's like to be a stranger in a new place. It just takes time to get to know people, Captain.
Pay attention to what she says, because later on it's really going to be funny.
I'll get it for you.
Oh boy! Human contact!
Yeah. Never seen so much chewing gum in my life.
Yeah, be careful. I think Dexter's Lab had an episode about that. The guy was like covered in it. Oh great. Another potential friend jumped out the window to avoid talking to me.
You know, the one with curly hair, white slacks.
Curly hair,
Yeah.
white slacks.
Nobody wears white slacks
Listen,
after
buddy,
Labor Day.
No little curly-haired girl with white slacks just got off this bus.
Huh. It's convenient that her pencil is labeled with a name.
Tracy Donnelly.
Darn, I wish I knew where the movers put my spice rack. You never guess where I found the toaster? In the attic. Now, why on earth would they put the toaster in the attic? Well, I'll just have to buy some garlic salt. Your father simply cannot live without it.
Garlic salt. That's
perfect.
An interesting spice.
Another day like this, and I'm going back to Oregon.
Can I go with you?
It's okay. That's the pencil that created Doodle Bob. Too much power in one pencil.
These must be all over the house. I found a whole pack in that old desk the Donnellys left behind.
You did? You mean the Donnellys used to live here?
Yes. The lady next door told me they moved away right after the accident.
The accident?
Too many painful memories, I guess.
What accident?
Yeah, their daughter got killed when she stabbed herself with a pencil.
Died last year in a school bus accident.
And now she's doomed to forever walk the aisle of the school bus.
Tomorrow, kid.
Oh, great. First day at school, and I've already had a psychotic breakdown.
Boo.
Ah!
Well, that's what we say, you know. Go say boo.
Cut it out, will ya? Are you crazy?
No, but the driver's gonna think you are if you don't keep your voice down. He can't see me.
He already thinks I'm nuts.
Nobody can see her except you, because you live in her room, I guess?
Well, what do you want me to do? Walk up and say, "Hi, Mr. Caldwell, haven't seen you for a while."
Not while the bus is moving. You might lose control and send us flying into one of those... Oh,
Ooh,
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't want that to happen again.
Yeah. You know, it's my fault, really. I was talking to him while the bus was in motion. That's like the #1 rule.
Well, I didn't get out. I didn't get out soon enough after the crash.
Yeah, the gas tank leaked, it exploded, there were chunks of me everywhere.
I don't need that. It's not why I'm here.
Well, why are you here? And why do you come to me? Why not someone you used to know?
Come on. It'd scare them out of their wits.
What, it won't scare me? I don't know you.
Newcomers and all.
So, yes, the premise of this is that she's going to teach bus safety,
Here's your stop.
and she's a ghost who died in a bus
Here's your
accident.
pencil.
Keep it. Plus, I have something else for you.
We don't need pencils in heaven.
Take care.
Ooh, that was spooky.
When will I see you again?
Tomorrow.
See?
I'm the bus driver. That's kind of how buses work, kid. Poor insane child.
Tonight, you won't have to miss out on all the fun. We're going live right now to the 5th annual Battle of the Bands. First up, a great new group from the area, The Scene.
With their hit new song, "The Bus Crash I Survived." Living with a ghost, what are you gonna do? That'd actually be a cool idea for a sitcom. Someone having to live with a ghost. I'm actually not here to talk about bus safety. I'm here to knock weights on you so that I can destroy you.
Tracy?
Okay, geez, fine. I'll read your stupid
already.
bus safety book. I mean, I could I not read this tomorrow or later after my workout? I mean...
Okay, let's see what this is all about. Each school district and private
Let's
school
see.
within the state
The wheels
shall
on the
ensure a
bus
minimum of 2
go
drills each school year.
round
So every
and
student
what?
is familiar with school bus emergency procedures and equipment. Okay. Types of evacuations. First, students exit through the front door. Second,
Except for the ones
students
crushed
exit
when
through
the back
emergency
part
door.
flattens the
Important.
back 2
To
seats.
avoid hitting your head, lean forward before you jump, and as you jump, flex your knees to cushion your landing. Well, that makes sense.
You always brace yourself.
And third, students in the front half of the bus exit through the front door, and students in the back half of the bus exit through the rear emergency door. If those exits are blocked, front, back, and side windows can be forced out with the bus's
And
fire
your seat
axe or
can be
wrecking bar.
used as a flotation device in the event of a water landing.
I didn't know that. Emergency equipment. In the case
You know,
of
I'm
evacuation,
curious, like the pencil
know where
I
the following
get,
items are
like it was in the
located.
house, where was the
Fire
bus
axe or
pamphlet?
wrecking
Like, where'd
bar,
she get it?
First aid kit, fire
Those
extinguisher.
kids are gonna regret making
The
fun of me
precise
when I
location
find the
of this
fire
equipment
axe.
may vary from bus to bus, but in all cases, it will be in the driver's compartment. Okay? After evacuation. Always move to a safe area at least 100 feet away from the bus and
Try to
remain
stand
there
near a
in
tree. It
group.
might look better. That new kid keeps sitting on that bus safety manual. Does he know something we don't?
Well, look who finally decided to show her face.
What?
Oh, never mind.
Nothing.
I am so embarrassed.
I told you were the only one that could see me.
Now that you're here, I can thank you in person for messing up my workout the other night.
Oh, boys and their stupid weights. You were better off.
Boys
getting
and their
a handout.
weights, girls and their bus safety pamphlets. We're too
It
different.
is not a dumb handout, and you better know what's in it because you're going to need it.
Wait, I'm gonna need it? Are you gonna cause a bus accident? Oh no, I've seen this episode of Stargirl. This is how Joey Zarek died. Spoilers if you haven't seen Stargirl. Forgot. I like that they couldn't actually show the bus crash, either because they didn't want to scare people, or maybe they couldn't afford it, so they have the still images. It's like a Doctor Who reconstruction. And then the Doctor and I were standing at the front of the bus when it crashed. Oh, it was a terrible moment. Yes, Chesterton. There was a bus crash today. Haven't actually watched a lot of the reconstructions. I don't know how accurate that joke was. Everyone on the bus, excuse my potty mouth.
Get them potty.
Shut the...
Hey, everybody.
Louder.
Hey, cool it. That's better. Now let's clear this aisle so we can get out the emergency door.
Better see if anyone's...
You have emergency doors?
Everybody up there okay?
Andrew's cut, and the driver's unconscious. Do something, man.
Yeah, we think you OD'd on sleeping pills again.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Okay, now that all the popular people are out, now we can let all the uggos in the back out. Okay, everyone, try to find a tree.
This is it except for the bus driver. You better do something about him real fast.
What do I have to do something about?
On some buses have ammonia capsules.
Don't we have a football player or something? Someone who could lift him?
Great. Okay, help her out and get far away from here. Hey, take it easy.
What do you mean
Yeah.
take it easy? Every time someone jumps out, there's less weight to balance the front. This bus is gonna nosedive any second.
To the nosedive, man.
Go. Come on, let's get out of here. Guys, hurry up.
Poor coconut head. So they can afford the whole rickety bus on the eggs. They couldn't do the whole crash. That seems, I don't know.
Mr. Caldwell?
5 more minutes. Ah, damn! I left my hoagie in the cup holder. Ah, that was a good sandwich.
Jenny, don't go down there.
Where do you think you're going?
But my clarinet's in there. If I don't have it tomorrow, I'm going to be in big trouble with Mr. Newhart.
You're going to be in big trouble with me.
I
unless
think
you get
Mr.
back up
Newhart's
there
gonna
and
understand that you were in a bus crash. I mean, I've had some stickler teachers, but ooh, jeez. Do you think that's stock footage? Do you think they actually crashed the bus? The bus crashed in the same place they filmed Power Rangers crossovers. Maybe that was why they crashed. Maybe the Power Rangers were having a fight in the quarry and it made it rickety.
Tracy?
Now, Tracy died in the bus crash, you dumb kid.
Save our lives.
You're a hero. Good job.
Not only are you not an outcast anymore, but we now all owe you a life debt.
Tracy.
I have to pass on now. I finally fulfilled my purpose, which was to apparently teach bus safety. He didn't even get hit and he's hallucinating. Jeez, am I gonna be okay?
Tracy! Tracy!
Tracy! She saved everyone. Come on, man.
Come on, Kevin. It's over.
The accident was before you moved here. You had nothing to do with Tracy dying. I mean, we were the ones that bullied her in the locker room and gave her the telekinesis. And so, David Bruce Banner moves on to the next town. I mean, was that not, like, a crazy, weird short? Catherine Sprout. Wendy Taylor. I wonder if those kids did anything after this. Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. The contents do not necessarily reflect the official views of the agencies. Yeah, for example, they don't think that bus safety is important. So, in case if you watched it, you could probably tell why I thought that was so insane. Because I was watching the Rifftrax of it, and I didn't realize what the plot was. Because most of the shorts I own are because I fund the Kickstarters, or the Indiegogos or whatever, so I was unaware, I didn't really look at the premise, I just played it, and it's kind of funny, in like a morbid sense, that like, it's about a ghost who teaches bus safety. Yeah, so, I think we could do a couple more. I mean, we've only been going for about an hour. I have a whole folder of riffs that I've wanted to cover for a while, riffs I did cover. Let's see. What do we have? So it's called Facts About Film. I think I probably wanted to do something with it ages ago and never got around to it. I don't remember if it was very interesting. Let me see how long it is. It's 10 minutes. Let me see. I'm just checking to see if, because they put reviews under it and people will... Oh, shoot. I started dragging something on something else. Yeah, let's do facts about film. This seems interesting. And it's, again, public domain, which is sort of, don't duplicate. Save. Facts about film. So this one's interesting. It's from the Atlanta Board of Education. I'm sure it's got, I'm sure it's probably very dated because it's about film and it is from like the 40s. But it's always fun to look at stuff. This is from 1948, so I think that is something very that could be fun. So we'll do this, and then I'll see. Next time I might do a full movie. I wanted to start it out with some riffs to see sort of what I'd be dealing with. So this is Facts About Film. The Atlanta Board of Education presents Facts About Film, produced by Phototronics. So it's Facts About Film by Phototronics. That's a little weird. World rights controlled by the International Film Bureau, Inc. I did see a warning that this might trigger some phobias. I don't know what phobias it would be. Maybe like sound things. So if it's something you have to look out for it.
This is 16mm sound film. Because it's easily shown on small portable projectors, its invention has greatly increased the use and value of motion pictures.
This is an episode of Doctor Who that we're going to go toss in the fire.
Anyone can operate a sound projector.
Have you ever tried to thread one of those? It is very tough. I had to do that in my production class.
The film is a celluloid strip, perforated along one edge. A gelatin coating on one side contains the images of pictures and recorded sound. On black and white film, these images are formed of silver, and on color film, they're formed by dyes. Celluloid, unfortunately, is not the world's strongest material. Therefore, motion picture film must be handled with care to protect it from damage.
Oh, great!
See what I mean?
We lost. Great, they lost. They lost one of the scenes.
Example.
We lost the rosebud scene from Citizen Kane.
Here's a strong fiber box, but see what's inside.
Just loose film. That's okay. That's just a copy of movie 43.
If, before we ship a reel of film, we apply a paper band and fasten it securely, at the other end of the line we'll have film, not spaghetti.
Unless, of course, we're sending it to an
There are two
Italian
types of celluloid
theater. Then
used
they
in the
want
manufacture
spaghetti.
of film. One of them, known as cellulose nitrate, is the kind used for the 35mm print shown in the movie theaters. Nitrate film is comparatively strong. But it has the disadvantage of being highly inflammable. It is almost an explosive.
Inflammable means flammable? What a country!
Theaters are required to maintain elaborate precautions against fire and to employ highly skilled operators.
Like this guy who looks like a teenager working an after-school job. Highly skilled.
This is just one of many reasons why it would not be safe to use nitrate film in a portable projector.
Probably
All
shouldn't be
16mm
smoking.
film is made of acetate cellulose. Acetate film is perfectly safe.
I think this guy
but
ties
it's not
with
as
Jay
tough as
Garrick
nitrate.
for the worst place to smoke.
Any friction against the surface of moving film is likely to produce a scratch. It shows on the screen as a dark vertical line, like this, and this,
Ooh.
and this. Hey
How
there.
does she know they're there? Very
Get your
interactive
fingers
film.
off the film. That's better. The manufacturers of 16mm projectors carefully design their machines to keep film wear and strain at a minimum. But in running through a projector, the film necessarily touches and rubs against parts of the machine.
Because
Here
of
at the gate,
friction,
for example,
as we
the
learned
film is
about in
pressed
Destination
between
Earth.
two pieces of metal, the aperture plate and the pressure plate. But see how these plates are made. A wide path has been hollowed out for the pictures to go through, and another has been made for the soundtrack. The important areas of the film are not touched at all. Other parts of the machine, the guide rollers, sprockets, and the sound drum, turn with the film, and so there is no friction. In spite of the manufacturer's care,
Seems a lot
scratches
more
sometimes
informative
occur
than I
in the
thought it
machine.
was going to be.
Careless threading is one cause. Here, for example, the operator is allowing the film to scrape the bottom of the lamp house. See those guide rollers? That's what they're for. Film runs through the gate at the rate of 36 feet a minute. Dust and particles of gelatin are accumulating on the surfaces of the plates. Eventually, the hollowed-out spaces are filled with dirt. And so, we have more of those lovely scratches. Before every reel of film, the wise operator uses a brush to clean out the gate. At regular intervals, he inspects the gate for hard particles of gelatin that the brush could not remove. He scrapes them off with a toothpick. He does not use a knife blade or a pin. A metal tool would spoil the polished surface of the plates. The operator also cleans the sprockets and checks the guide rollers to see that they turn freely.
Yeah, I did not
While we're
realize
talking
this was
about
going to be so
scratches,
dry.
here's another way to make them. The film is wound too loosely on the reel. We think it ought to be tightened, so we grab the reel firmly and pull the film good and hard. This is called cinching the film. And the
How much you want to
scratches
bet
we get
that,
are
that when
called
they told
cinch
that kid to do it, he was like,
They look like this.
It's interesting how they
leave the film loose.
like back then to
After tightening it
deliberately
by
do that. They just had to do it, as opposed to now where you put everything in post. They literally had to like
Perforations
scratch
along
the
edge of
film.
the film provide the means by which the sprocket wheels of the projector move the film.
Never had to
Here,
do
the
a
operator
projector.
has
I had to
careful
put
to mesh
into
the
a
film
one of
perforations
those
with the sprocket
box cameras,
But a
which
bad
is
splice in the
kind of
film
complicated.
may cause the perforations to jump out of alignment with the teeth. And so new holes may be punched where they don't belong. It's easy to check for this sort of damage while the machine is running. Gently feel the perforated edge of the film as it passes into the takeoff reel. If the film is rough or jagged, stop the machine. Look for the source of trouble.
And slice the film out. It doesn't matter if it was context. I mean,
The sprockets carry the film with a smooth, continuous motion. But at the gate is a set of claws which move in and out, up and down, to give the film an intermittent movement.
ooh. To
Film
admit, this
threaded
is
so as to
fascinating.
leave small
Just not
loops
very good
above
for
and
riffing.
below
I
the
can
gate.
see why I never used it.
Act as shock absorbers, confining the intermittent movement to only a few inches of film. A few torn holes like these may travel safe sprockets. But at the gate, the claws fail to drive the
Well,
film.
that's it. So you get a film
The lower
jam.
loop tightens, and on the screen we have a picture that looks like this. Without its shock absorber, the film is being strained. A few torn holes have grown to be a whole series of them. It's sometimes possible to reform a loop while the machine is running. However, it's better to stop the machine immediately. There will be less damage, and the operator has a chance to check all of the threading.
And with my luck, if I did that, I'd pull it, and I'd damage the film more.
One of the most useful parts of a projector is the liquid.
Well, I mean, ooh, we've lost audio. Somehow it is improved by that. I think the most important part of it is the lens, because it's the part that shows you the movie. And without it, you wouldn't have much of anything to do. But I think also that mechanism that has the sound is pretty important, which evidently the film lost.
It can, of course, be repaired. Life is really
Where-
well, so the trick in making sponges is to have the overlapping surfaces absolutely clean. Roughing them lightly with a razor blade will help. And be sure that the cement you use is fresh.
Yeah, don't use any spoiled cement. If it's past the best by date, don't use it. I
The
want to point out
projector is
physical
clean
features,
and
but
well
like,
adjusted. The film is
that guy's
carefully
nose
pressed.
looks fake.
With proper care, a 16
Like
millimeter
that
film
that's
will
like a
give
Cyrano
hundreds
de
of
Bergerac
good showings.
nose. Like again, I don't mean to be rude. Like but it's like it looks like the the Cyrano de Bergerac nose. Ah, the IFB. Oh, I guess that was it. It's a very anticlimactic ending, but I'm happy it's over. Okay. So that was Facts About Film, which was not very... it was interesting, it just wasn't very good to riff on. I think I can see why I never used it. There wasn't really a lot to use. I'm just going to put... just gonna post a little bit more on social media, let people know that we're still going, because I did only advertise I was doing 2 because I didn't know necessarily the situation, like if it was going to work. Because I tried to have it capture VLC media player, and for some reason it wouldn't do that. I don't know what the deal was. So next up, we have one that I was going to do many years ago. It's called Shy Guy, and it stars a very young and likely unknown at the time Dick York, or Dick Sargent. But before we do that, I'm going to close my window because it sounds like my neighbors are having a party, and they're being quite loud and disruptive, and probably have been for a while, and if so, I apologize if that has hampered my audio quality, because I didn't realize it because I had these on. Okay, so, Shy Guy, starring either Dick York or Dick Sargent. I think it's Dick York. He was one of the Darrens on Bewitched, and I've watched this one a few times, so I think it's pretty good. So let's go. The University of Oklahoma, also known as OKU, or I guess UOK. You okay?
In class, it's not so bad. But when school's out and the others go off to enjoy themselves, well, if you're what they call a shy guy, that's when you really feel it. The loneliness of being new in town. You don't know how to make people like you.
All you have to do is orchestrate a bus crash, and that makes you friends.
Looking in. You might have something to contribute to their
He's Midtown High's only professional wallflower, Peter Parker.
A barrier, and you don't know how to begin breaking it down. You imagine they keep watching the way you look, the way you act. They think you're different. So, you
not a bad different, but
what else?
Different.
But still, you can't forget that you're alone, an outsider.
Do you ever notice, like...
Hello, Phil. How's everything?
I would wonder if they got an inspiration for Back to the Future from this short, because that's the sort of George McFly, like, weird, like, hair going on.
I know I have to connect it into the amplifier, but where? It just doesn't fit in.
Why not a store and get more information? And by the way, how are things going in school?
Yeah, it's fine. I fell out of a tree and almost got hit by a car. I was bird watching, not spying on a girl.
Well, you know, son, maybe school is like your radio. This oscillator will do its work well. But as you said, you still have to fit it in so it can work with all the other parts.
What I'm saying is that the oscillator should make some friends so he can get out of my goddamn basement.
I'm different from the guys in this town.
Well, as far as that goes, Phil, everybody's different. That's what makes people interesting.
Maybe.
You know, when we moved here this
Let's
summer,
wrap,
I
son.
had quite a time making friends in a new office where everybody else knew each other.
But it was good because I was a manager, so I could fire the people who weren't
What
nice
works
to
for
me.
one doesn't necessarily work for another.
But I bet the other men didn't look at your clothes all the time.
Well, what makes you think they look at your clothes?
Oh, because the other fellas wear sweaters or just shirts, not a regular suit like mine.
Well,
wear a sweater then.
Just,
The
yeah.
clothes alone won't.
Yeah, I mean, Dad's got it. I don't even have to make jokes.
What about the other fellows? What do they do? What do they like?
Gosh, Dad, I don't know. I never noticed.
I wasn't really
I know
looking
it's
at the
not right.
guys.
Perhaps that's the reason you don't know. You don't notice what the others are interested in. Why not try to find out?
How, Dad?
Start looking at all the boys in school. I'm sure that will have no repercussions in 1940s America.
School and keep an eye on them. Try to figure out why people like them.
Stare at them, and when they say, "Hey, what are you looking at?" just say, "I'm admiring your clothes."
Well, see you at dinner.
Well, there's an idea.
I can't believe I
Maybe a
got
good
invited
idea.
to the dinner table.
Worth a
That's the
try,
first time
anyway.
ever.
And tomorrow's not too soon to start.
Ooh, that is an
got the most popular
ugly
boys and
sweater.
girls in school
Where
and
can I
keep an
buy
eye on
one?
them. Who are they now? Some of them are right here in this class. Andy McIntyre, for instance. People like him, all right. Chick Gallagher rates high in popularity, too.
I think I knew a girl in high school
There's
who
Jane
had that
Davenport.
sweater.
She's
Why does
popular
everyone
with
wear
boys and
sweaters
girls.
in this town?
And Jack Gilbert.
Okay, see, he's got flannel.
What's
Okay.
he got that makes people like him so much?
It's the flannel shirt and the glasses. That's a great look.
Andy's got something to say.
Are you guys
Jack.
coming to Sweater Club today?
He really seems interested. Come to think of it, Jack's always interested in what people are talking about. Maybe that's why he hits it off so well with everybody. Anyhow, Andy...
Hey guys, what are you talking? Oh, okay, you're leaving. Okay.
No, that's too easy. Just listening. But what's this? Sounds like Jane's caught on to the same thing. She's listening. Hearing about Helen's collection of menus. And liking it. That makes her kingpin with Helen. Maybe there is something in this business of being a good listener.
Kid,
Still,
we gotta clean the
there must
room.
be more to getting along with people than
yeah.
just wearing a sweater and listening.
Wearing a sweater, listening. Sounds like instructions for what to do on a date. Hey, where's your sweater, nerd?
Yeah, I can't get it open.
Oh, here, let me try. It's a trick to some of these. There.
Gee, thanks a lot, Chick.
Now, why didn't you think of that? Chick's always doing things for people. And it pays off in friends.
So the secret to being liked in school is to help people open lockers.
Wish I could find some good outside reading material.
I found a swell book that covers everything Miss Carson wants us to know. It's called the Last Days
Kama
of
Sutra.
Monarchism by Henry Darrow. You can get it at the library.
I'm sure glad you told me about it. I'll get it this afternoon. Thanks a lot, Bob.
It's okay, Chick.
Now, you're not going to be able to find it. I checked out every copy so that I will have the best essay in class.
You knew about that book. You could have been the guy that helped a guy. There it is again. Even when you bump into people, they hardly know you're alive.
Damn it. Where's that George Bailey? He's supposed to make that medication shipment.
Alone in the crowd. But keep looking around. Try to find out what the score is.
Sponsored by
Jack and Beezy
Phillips.
over there. Girls seem to like them. Why? What's the angle? They do act kind of polite. At least they seat the girls and give their orders to the waiter.
Yeah, they're double dating. They're actually
loud
two
like
gay
some of the
couples.
Cherry Coke, Chocolate Coke, Milkshake, and Mallet. Double chocolate mallet. Okay,
Chocolate Coke?
Oh, whoa, jeez.
Sure, please. I've got the orders for my table. Just helping out during rush hour, Bob.
Gee, thanks a lot, Chick.
Yeah, Chick, union rules. You can't step behind the counter. We're going to have to break your legs in the alley.
I can't quite decide. I thought you would have two white striped vegetables, Jake. I love the way it tastes.
Hey, don't tell me you two are still talking clothes. Was this a plot to squelch all males present?
Just for that, I'm going to go find another guy to talk to. Get some testosterone in this room. That guy. One day. You're gonna. These. I always love it when people do that in like movies. Like, you talking to me? I'm the only guy at the counter, so you must be talking to me.
Okay. We men need some support to run down this girlie's chatter. You want them all, don't you? Yo, Bob. The topic under discussion is the mixer mix Friday night at school. You're going, aren't you?
I don't know, Chick.
I wasn't invited.
I haven't got a date yet.
Well, grab yourself a girl and come along. It's not going to be a real party. Just a class getting together for some fun.
I'd like to, Chick. Yeah, I sure would.
Ooh. Oh, is he gonna feel silly when he finds out that's Chick's girl?
Yeah, sure would be something to take Mary Lou to the mixer. Wonder if she already has a date.
I bet she's going with that guy from the locker. He seemed to have his life together.
Well, how's the oscillator coming along?
Hi, Dad. Oh, I haven't quite got it working yet.
But I found some friends.
You know that other business we were talking about? Well,
The fact that you're a social outcast? Yeah, I remember.
Find out anything?
Yeah, Dad, I think I did. It looks like people who get along best with other people are, well, the people who think about the other guy.
It's nice to be nice.
Listening to what others have
To the
say
nice.
and watching for ways to do things for them. Being polite toward them. Do you suppose it's sort of a case of thinking so much about other people that you don't have much time to tell?
Yeah,
Well,
this
that's
seems
right.
to be less about like
Maybe
making
the
friends
best way
and
to
more
find
about
out is to try
soldering.
it next chance you get.
You know, Dad, there's a mixer Friday night.
Can I have the car?
I wasn't going to go, but in the drugstore the other day, Chick said I ought to come.
Good idea, Phil.
Well,
Plus,
Dad,
it'll give your mother and
there
me
is a
some
girl
well-needed
I'd like to
alone
take.
time.
Mary
It's
Lou
very
Ryan.
hard to have that when you're always in the
I'm not
basement
sure she'd
building
go
your
with me.
radios.
Never even talked to her. I'd probably fall all over myself. Besides,
Oh.
she's popular. She's probably got a date by now.
Well, don't
it
be
is pretty
too
late
sure.
to ask a girl. Why don't you just go
Sometimes
stay?
popular girls are
You
unapproachable.
needn't worry about doing anything wrong, Phil. You act all right. Just do and say whatever seems most natural.
Well,
Just
Dad, maybe,
follow what everyone
maybe
else
it will
does.
be easier after I've had a chance to talk to her at the mixer. You know what? I kind of think this is going to fit in after all.
Are we still talking about the oscillator, or are we talking about you in school? I lost us after the third metaphor. Oh, the mixer's hopping tonight.
Well, this is it. Sink or swim.
Oh no, nobody else is wearing a big collar and a suit jacket.
She did
Everyone's
come
in
with another guy.
sweaters.
Beezy Barnes. What now?
He got very close to him. That's, and I'd be a little uncomfortable if you got that close to me the moment I walked into a room. I love that in these shorts they're using public domain music, because they didn't want to spend the money on licensing.
Look at Beezy, listening first to one boy, then another. Funny the way people flock around a good listener. But what's this? They're talking about radios. It's right down your alley. They're asking Beezy about penny stock.
No, I never figured out how to get the oscillator to fit in.
You could tell him.
I got stuck on the part where it has to make friends.
Beezy's still stuck.
That's a very diverse party for
He really needs help.
for the 40s.
Help. That's it.
They have all manner of white people at this party.
An offer of help. That's welcome anywhere.
Oh, hello. When did we get a narrator?
It's not hard to fit yourself into a conversation. A mention of a similar problem in connection with the record player.
Yeah, remember to
They're
make
interested
everything
in that
about
record
you.
player. They are interested in that shy guy. They know he's alive now. And, strangely enough, he's just discovered that they're alive.
Well, he's holding an apple and eating it so that you know he's an asshole.
Of course they'd like to
At
see
least
the
that's what they
record
did in
player.
Star Trek.
Of course they'll come over. Tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, you can come see my
Have to
radio.
do a little more soldering and connect the oscillator into the amplifier, and everything will fit in.
Oh, Phil, could you have it ready by next week and bring it over to my house?
I guess so.
Some of the gang's coming over Thursday night, and we could have a lot of fun with it. You will come, won't you?
Well, one shy guy is on his way. Not that his worries are over. He'll still have his moments
Here,
of doubt,
son, here's
of
your
hesitation,
here are your
of
colas.
fear that he might do something
Ah,
wrong.
don't worry, Dad's not gonna
But he
get
can face
Dad's
these
not gonna
problems
get
now
involved.
because he
He's
knows
not
that
gonna,
he's not
you know,
really-
cramp your style.
And while he's discovered only a few of many ways to overcome shyness, he's discovered that it can be done. And that's the main thing, isn't it?
So the secret to being cool is to fix radios, and to go to parties and stand there and hope somebody walks up to you, and then go and talk about radios. Yeah, I don't think this is that applicable to my experience in school. Oh, that one was fun. I definitely had a script written for that years ago. I couldn't find it, which is probably for the best, knowing how my writing has improved. Although that does make me wonder, maybe I should pull out one of the old ones that I have done before and see if I can improve my previous version. You know what? I think this will be the last short, only because I'm running out of shorts to do, and I think at a certain point it will probably start getting boring. But it is by far my favorite of all shorts, and as we get to it, it is, and I will let you know now, it is Duck and Cover, which is pretty much the prototypical... Many people have probably seen this one. I had to watch this in school. And what was hilarious about it was I watched it in school. I did a riff on it. And then I discovered Mystery Fandom Theater, which was an MST3K fan film from years and years and years ago. And it was... and they did it in one of their first episodes. Yeah, I you know what, I agree that they probably should show these in school, or at the very least, like, some of them don't hold up well, like A Date with Your Family from MST3K, like, I've watched that one without riffing on it, and it does not hold up at all. It's so weird compared to, like, Modern Sensibilities, but I have to admit, Shy Guy was pretty good, except for all the radio stuff. It was very preoccupied with radios. It seemed more like an ad for radio maintenance than it did for anything. So this one is Duck and Cover. This one, I'm sure many people have seen. I had to watch it in school as sort of when we were learning about the Cold War. My professor, I have been in college. Well, I was in college too long. Teacher is the opportune word. So this is Duck and Cover. I do have an old script for it, which I'm actually going to pull out, and I will see if any of the jokes are still good. Let's see. Duck and Cover. I'm sure none of it is good. But let's see. So this is Duck and Cover. Dum dum, diddle dum dum, diddle dum dum, diddle dum dum. There was a turtle by the name of Bert. I genuinely kind of like the song, I'm not gonna lie. Danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered. So monkeys are communists now. I always knew there was something fishy about them. Oh, damn it, there's something wrong with this car. It's all turtles.
Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing.
And if I refuse?
That's what this film is all about. Duck and Cover. This is an official...
Well, I have a goose and a lid.
Used in cooperation
will that
with the
do?
Federal Civil Defense Administration and in consultation with the Safety Commission...
Okay, some of these are actually
National
pretty
Education
decent jokes.
Produced by Archer Productions, Incorporated.
I hope they don't mean Jonathan
come on out
Archer.
and meet all these nice people.
No, please don't.
Oh, all right. We really can't blame you. You see, Bert is a very, very careful fellow. When there's danger, this is the way he keeps from being hurt. Sometimes
By hiding.
it even saves his life. That's why these children are practicing to duck and cover just as you do in your school. We all know the atomic bomb is very
It's a
dangerous.
shame because this
This
is like the TSA is now. It's all theater.
Just as we are ready for
It
many
is-
other dangers that are around us
It
all
wasn't
the
to
time.
protect them, it was to make
Fire
them
is the
feel
danger.
better.
It
In
can
case
burn
of...
whole buildings if someone is careless. But we are ready for fires. We have a fine fire department to put out the fire.
Say that 10
And you have
times fast.
fire
Fine
drills
fire,
in your
fine
school,
fire, fine
so you
fire.
know what to do. Automobiles can be dangerous too. They sometimes cause bad accidents, but we are ready. We have safety rules that
Yeah, well,
car
we learned
drivers
about
and
bus
people who are
accidents,
walking
so...
must obey. Now, we must be ready for a new danger. The
The
atomic
new
bomb.
danger is man!
You have to know what happens when an atomic bomb explodes. You will know when it comes. We hope it never comes, but we must get ready. It looks something like this. there is a bright flash, brighter than the sun, brighter than anything you've
Yeah,
ever seen.
you know, you're right. The main
You are not
character of
ready,
Duck and Cover
do not
should
know
be
what
a
to
duck.
do. It could hurt you in
It
different
should be like a
ways.
bird, at
It
least
could
a
knock you
bird.
down
I think
hard,
it's weird
or
that it's
throw
a
you
turtle.
against a tree or a wall. It is such a big
It'll
explosion.
grab you by the
It
arms
can
and
smash
snap you in
buildings,
two. It'll
knock
beat you with a
signboards
tire
over,
iron.
break windows all
Nuclear
over
bombs
town.
don't play around. They're like a
You
Union
duck
guy
and
in the
cover,
20s.
Like Bert, you will be much safer. You know how bad sunburn can feel. The atomic bomb flash could burn you worse than a terrible sunburn, especially where you're not covered. Now,
Yeah, I don't even
you
want to
and
make
I
a
don't
joke. I
have
was going to make a
shells
joke
fall
about
into
like you're
birds
being
and turtles,
melted,
so
but that's not
we
something to
have
joke
cover up
about.
in our own way. First, you duck, and then you cover. And very tightly, you cover the back of your neck and your face. Duck and cover underneath a table or
Well,
desk
technically,
or
shouldn't,
anything
I
else
guess
close by.
they're like this. You should be
In
like
Betty's
this,
school,
covering your
they're
neck with your
talking about the
hands.
atomic bomb, too. Betty is asking her teacher, how can we tell when the atomic bomb may explode? And her teacher is explaining that there are two kinds of attacks.
Yeah, an ostrich
With
would make
warning
perfect sense
and
because
without
they
any
duck
warning.
and cover.
We think that most of the time we will be warned before the bomb explodes. So there will be time for us to get into our homes, schools. Or
Yeah,
some other
usually,
safe
you
place.
know, the Red
Our civil
Red
defense
Devils are
workers,
gonna be
our
like,
men in uniform
they're gonna
will
want to
do
take credit for it
everything
and be
they
like,
can
yes, we
to
have
warn us
shot a bomb at
before
you.
enemy
Good luck with
planes
that.
can bring a bomb near us. You may be in your schoolyard playing when the signal comes.
Oh
That
man,
signal
we were
means
6-0.
to stop whatever you are doing and get to the nearest safe place fast. Always remember, the flash of an atomic bomb can come at any time, no matter where you may be.
Yes.
You might be out playing at home when the warning comes.
I never understood. Like they always tell you to just drop everything, leave everything. Taking the ball with you is not going to take that much
If you are
time.
not close to home when you hear the warning, go to the nearest safe cover. Know where you are to go. Or ask
The
an older person to
50s,
help
back when a woman could approach
You know the
a
places
strange
marked
man
with
on the
the
street
sign?
and not be in
There are
danger.
safe places
At
to
least
go
in the world of
when you hear the
educational
alarm.
shorts.
If there is a warning, you will hear it before the bomb explodes. But sometimes, and this is very, very important, sometimes the bomb might explode without any warning. Then the first thing we would know about it would be the flash. And that means duck and cover fast, wherever you are. There's no time to look around or wait. Be like Bert. When there is a flash, duck and cover, and do it fast.
Must have been tough for people to
Here are
take
some
pictures in
older
the
boys
40s.
showing what to do if the
Or
flash
the
comes when
50s.
you are not in the classroom. This is what to do if you should be in a corridor. You duck and cover tight against the
I guess
wall.
my school experience was different. There weren't a lot of windows in my schools, so I don't know if we would have seen the
Try
flash
to
in the
fall
hallway.
away from windows or doors with glass in them. Then, if the glass breaks and flies through the air, it won't cut you. You might be eating your lunch when the flash comes. Duck and cover under the table. Then, if the explosion makes anything in the room fall down, it can't fall on you. Getting ready means we will
This is
all
my
have to be
favorite
able
part
to
of
take
this is
care
my
of
favorite
ourselves.
part. These two.
The bomb might explode when there are no grown-ups near. Paul and Patty know this, and they're always ready to take care of themselves. Here they are on their way to school on a beautiful spring day. But no matter where they go or what they do, they always try to remember what to do if the atom bomb explodes right then. It's a bomb.
Body check. Yeah,
Paul
ref,
and
we need to
Patty
call
know
a
what to
Pat.
do.
We gotta put Paul in the
Paul
penalty
covered the
box.
back
He
of his
body
head
checked
so that
her.
he wouldn't be burned. And Patty covered herself with the coat she was carrying. They knew how to duck and cover. They acted right away when the flash came.
Yeah,
They
but it
had
was
been
just
at this
someone taking a
doorway
picture
when the
down
bomb
the street.
flashed. Paul and Patty would have ducked and covered this way, like this girl. Heavy doorways are a good place to duck and cover. She will be
Yeah,
safer, too.
heady doorways where like bricks
Here's
could fall
Tony
on
going
you
to
if
his
something
Cub
got hit.
Scout meeting. Tony knows the bomb can explode any time of the year, day or night. He is ready for it. Duck and cover. Atta boy, Tony. That flash means act fast.
Attaboy, swat that
Tony
flower.
knows that it helps to get to any kind of cover. This wall was close by, so that's where he ducked and covered.
Yeah.
Tony knew what to do. Notice how he keeps from moving or from getting up and running? He
Okay.
stays down until he is sure the danger is over. The man
Okay,
helping
that's
Tony
not
is a
creepy
civil
at
defense
all.
worker. His job is to
Remember,
help
you can
protect
tell a
us
civil
when there is
defense
danger
worker
of the
from the
atomic
normal
bomb.
creep because
We must
normal
obey
creep will wear a
civil
fedora
defense
like they
workers.
show on the stranger danger
We
sign.
must
That guy
know
has a
how
pith
to
helmet.
duck and cover in the school bus or in any other bus or streetcar.
And remember
Duck
where the
and
exits
cover.
are, and also
Don't
that there's
wait.
the first
Duck
aid kit in the
away
glove
from
compartment.
the windows fast. The glass may break and fly through the air and cut you. Sundays, holidays, vacation time, we must be ready every day, all the time, to do the right thing if the atomic bomb explodes. Duck and cover.
Oh my God,
This
Dad's so
family
bad
knows
at
what to
grilling
do,
that he
just
that
as
he
your own
blew up the
family should.
park.
They know that even a thin cloth helps protect them. Even a newspaper can save you from a bad burn. But the most important thing of all
It's a
is
shame
to
that
duck
they were
and
really
cover
trying to make
yourself.
people feel good, but
Especially
none
when
of
your
this
clothes
is.
do
I don't
not
think
go
any
in.
of this would
No
actually
matter where
work.
we live, in the city or the country,
Just based on
we
my
must be
my
ready
limited
all
knowledge.
the time for the atomic bomb. Duck and cover. That's the first thing to do. Duck and cover. The next important thing to do after that
I would not want to
until the
duck
danger
next to the
is over.
giant tractor wheel, because if
Yes,
that motor
we
goes
must all
on
get
while you're
ready
down
now,
there, just
so we know how to save ourselves if the atomic bomb ever explodes near us. If you do not know just what to do, ask your teacher when the
Oh,
film is
Betty
over.
has another question.
Discuss what you could do in different places if a bomb explodes. Older people will help us as they always do, but there might not be any grown-ups around when the bomb explodes.
You might have to go all
Then
Lord of the
You're
Flies.
on your own.
Remember what to do, friends.
Hey,
Now tell me
Mr.
right out
Turtle,
loud.
how many
What are you
seconds does it
supposed to
take
do
for a
when you
bomb to
lose the flash?
disintegrate your body? Go ask Mr. Owl. Astoria, New York, New York. I got a little hometown pride for that. It's a, you know what, I have to admit, of all the shorts, this has the best music. It's a very good short, and I really enjoy it. It took 3 days to make the potato salad. Oh my God. See, I wasn't even thinking that, but that would have been a really funny joke to include in a riff. I might have to write that down in case I ever do anything with that short again, because I wish I had thought about that. Wish I had thought that. Let me see, if I have a drink. Riffing is very thirsty business. Yeah, so this one, so that is our last short. I don't have any others prepared. And as we learned from Facts About Film, I really have to vet these. Ugh. I do have one. I can't download it though. So I don't know how I would put it in this. But maybe I'll save that for another time. There's this one short about paper that I saw years ago, and I've always liked it because it's sort of one of those really weird ones. But maybe we'll save that for another time. I think maybe the next time I do a riff, I'll do a full movie, but I'll do a short before it, like MST3K used to do, which was fun. Any new food reviews? I don't have any new food reviews incoming at the moment. I am planning on doing a video on my baked mac and cheese recipe, but I haven't done a lot of cooking in the last few weeks, so I haven't had a chance to, but I might do it next week, or at some point in the future. Food reviews not necessarily, because a lot of places aren't releasing like new weird menu items, which is sort of when I tend to like doing it, but I will definitely add food reviews to my list of things that I want to get to and do more of, because I actually do enjoy them, and not just because I get to eat, which makes them really fun. But yeah, I guess we got an hour and a half in. I think this was pretty successful, not necessarily in the sense of, like, I think a lot of people watched it, but I had a lot of fun. I felt I kept, except for that Facts About Film one, I think I was engaged by most of the shorts, and I think I made a couple good jokes here and there. Duck and Cover, I just felt like ending on it because it's a classic. Yeah, I had issues with, back to the food, I had issues, like, with getting Wendy's. Like, I wanted a double, and they were like, no, you can't have a double, because there's like a beef shortage. So it's creating, and it was funny because it was Wendy's. So my question, of course, was, where's the beef? But yeah, so that is, that's it. That's all I had planned. I actually had less than I did plan, but I did manage to pump in some more shorts. Thankfully, I have a bunch saved because I used to want to do a lot of riffs back when I first got into MST3K. I'm just not very good at it, and my timing isn't good. But I guess I'm getting better at it. I did pretty decently tonight. So I think that's going to bring us to the end. This was very fun. I hope to do more of this. I guess keep abreast of my social media. Maybe I'll put up a vote for what movie we watch. It's going to be an old movie. It's going to be public domain. It's probably not going to be very good, but hopefully it'll inspire some fun riffs. It's weird. I'm very good at riffing when I watch TV, but I'm not very good at riffing like when I want to be riffing. I think it's like a performance anxiety thing. But yeah, so that is the end of the video. If you're watching this on DVR, I hope you enjoyed it and you got to skip over the boring parts. And I will see everyone in the next stream. See you then.